Welcome to the Disneyville podcast, episode 47.
Where we talk about the Disney parks, Disney cruise, and all the magic in between.
There you go.
What did we realize recently, Tyler?
So, couple things. First of all, I was going back because we were going to do an episode today. And then we realized quickly that we had already done it because I was all excited. I called Jessica. I was like, hey, we're going to do like Never Have I Ever, like Disney bucket list, things we want to do. And I had already written down a list.
We've already done that episode, basically.
And I was like, I had started to write down a list. I was like, this is going to be so fun. And Jessica's like on the phone. She's like, Tyler, we've already done that.
She's like, no. And so we did. It was a great episode.
Yeah. First of all,
it's called Never Have I Ever. We'll link it below if you're watching on YouTube. Scroll back, Never Have I Ever episode.
Right.
And it was super fun.
Yeah. So
that's why he wanted to do it again.
So that was the first time I was an idiot. Second time, you were looking at it.
I don't know about that.
So I'm scrolling back in our episodes and I go back somewhere around episode 30, 31. Mm-hmm. And I see in the description, it says, we're back for season 3. And then I realized that in the last episode, I said we're back for season 3. So technically, we are in season 4, even though I just said we're in season 3. So welcome to season 4, episode 2.
We've made it. Also, I'm pretty sure I said season 3 in some kind of Instagram reel I recently posted too. So whatever. It's season 4. We make our own rules. We do whatever we want.
We do half seasons.
We're our own mommy and daddy on this podcast.
You know what I got Survivor on the brain because I'm reading the book called Disney War, which is a fantastically interesting book. Ooh. If you are interested in Disney history at all, it's all about the Eisner years and of Disney and
juicy
everything going on with Iger and like Roy Disney and the board. And like, it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It is fascinating. I cannot believe I've never read it before. One of the best books about Disney I've ever read because it's not only, it talks about the parks, it talks about ABC, it talks about every single thing that's going on behind the scenes at Disney. It's fascinating. Anyway, they talked about Survivor and like ABC,
as in the show?
The TV show.
Okay.
ABC passed on Survivor because they thought it wasn't going to be a hit, and then it just ended up being. It ended up like,
especially at that time.
Oh yeah.
Oh so my gosh, it was huge.
They ended up picking up Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it was a huge show when it first debuted. And they had like the #1 show, and then Survivor debuted over on CBS and just killed Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
But both shows are so different, you know. But anyway.
Point of my story is I just saw that they are on season, I think 49. Survivor is. That's crazy.
Any of you guys watch? Have you watched all 49 seasons? I mean, I remember when that launched. We were kids.
I watched the first season or two.
Everyone did.
It was like American Idol. Like at the time, it was like that was the show to watch.
First few seasons of any of them were always so good.
You know what? I think some of the best television is, speaking of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they talked about it in this book, and I remember watching it live.
Okay.
Do you remember the first person to win $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
No, but boy, was that great TV.
Oh, it was the best television I've ever seen because the guy who won, I don't remember what he did. I think he worked at a bank or he was I don't know what he did.
He worked in finance. He works at a bank. Is that Michael Scott?
But it was amazing. He got all the way to the last question, didn't use any of his lifelines. The final question, he calls his dad, uses a lifeline.
I remember this. To just tell him that he's about to win $1 million.
Oh my God. And I remember thinking, even as like a 10-year-old, I'm like,
that's a power play right there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Because everyone, like, no lifelines. And so you're like, oh, he used a lifeline, and it was just to call his dad and tell him he's going to win me.
Great TV. Oh, man. They don't make them like they used to.
Anyway, yeah. So whole point of my story is we're eventually going to get to Disneyville season 49. That's all I'm trying to say.
And you guys will be there and live to tell the tale. All right.
We'll be 90 years old. Okay. Moving right along.
Things will look so different then, I bet. Okay.
We'll be in 16K.
I think when I'm 90, I won't want to be in 16K.
We'll be
I would want to be in 16K
we'll be like
now.
Hologram models sitting with you inside your living rooms. Anyway, okie dokie. So what are we doing today?
Today, we are playing a game that we have been calling +1 -1. It is a game that we'd heard on an old podcast called Wedway Radio, and I think perhaps they still make some episodes.
Is that where we heard this?
This is where I heard it. I don't remember if they called it this or not, but it was a similar game where basically you name a ride or a show or a restaurant, and you give one positive thing that you absolutely love about it and one either negative thing that you don't like or something you would change. which those are the most fun ones. And I have a lot of change ideas for some of these.
Yeah.
And Disney, if you're listening, you are welcome to any of our ideas for free. Anyway, so
For free.
we have realized, though, we don't think the name +1 - 1 is great. I feel like a lot of people don't really know what it is. So if you were to like scroll past it on YouTube or on your podcast, you might be like, I'm going to skip this episode.
Yeah.
So we asked you guys, should we share that now? We'll share that at the end. Some different ideas. So either we titled this video +1 - 1 because we decided not to change it, or we went with one of your ideas and you already know it. So
yeah. And if we did, we will definitely give you credit because we've been calling it this. I think this is our fourth episode we've done with +1 - 1.
third, I think. Yeah.
And yeah, we need a better name for it. We need a better hook. Because,
you guys shared some ideas. We'll share that towards the end of the pod. So
today we are doing specifically Tomorrowland. We always kind of hone in on a land, or we're doing like quick service restaurants or, whatever. So today we're doing Tomorrowland. So if you guys want to play along, I'm going to read the list really quickly of the ones we're going to do. So get out your pens and papers.
Hey, some of you guys are driving. Don't you dare. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just do it as we go, and you can pause your podcast when we say the one we're on. You think through yours. This is what I did when I was listening to it on the other podcast. Sure, pause it, think through yours, and then hit play and listen to what we say. We're going to share some of yours at the end.
Pens down.
Yeah. Hey, you guys are driving. Some of you guys are watching. You're folding your laundry, being reckless.
Put the laundry down.
Put the laundry down. I have a laundry machine. Okay.
Alrighty.
So
the way that we have it kind of written down here, there's a few that we're skipping that are just ones that I didn't really have anything to talk about, but we're going to do rides first, and then we have a few restaurants. So, ready?
I'm always ready.
All right, starting with the Tomorrowland Speedway. Take it away.
Okay. My plus is it is kind of cool on that ride that you get to, you see weird pockets of the Magic Kingdom back there. And you're kind of getting into areas that you otherwise really don't see. And for that reason, I feel like you almost don't feel like you're in the Magic Kingdom when you're actually on that ride, if you will. Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel that way? And maybe that's because it feels like rides that you ride at like local theme parks, like Kings Island near us, places like, I'm like, I'm pretty sure they have that ride and I'm pretty sure I've done it. It just doesn't feel very Disney-y. And I used to kind of hate on this ride, but I've grown to kind of like it for the nostalgia of it and that it is still fun. Like it's even for the little kids, like it's still fun.
Yeah.
So my minus is, let's change the line, guys. You're in pure sun most of the time. Everyone's fighting for the little tiny bits of shade you get. Put the awning, the awning they have in front of Haunted Mansion that you have all along.
Yeah.
That, of course, was there to protect people from the sun. Do exactly that all the way through. Like this thing they're doing where it's like a couple umbrellas randomly scattered. I'm like, not enough, Disney.
Yeah.
You know how hot it is in Florida.
Yeah. Because it has there is like that area at the beginning, but then you're right. Once you go
out
past
on the things, it's like, just give us an awning over the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right.
The same goes for Great Goofini, or what is it actually called now? Goof Coaster? No. Oh, that's what they should call it. The Goof Coaster. The Goofinator. I got many ideas. Anyway, the same thing where they have a few random sporadic umbrellas. I'm like, no.
These little
I want a
triangles.
whole awning. Yeah, it's a triangle.
I don't need the artistic. Just
Thank
give
you
me
for
shade.
the triangles, but
Shade and
me and the
fans,
guy in
please.
front of me are like butt to butt trying to share this triangle.
Why are you facing different directions?
Well, because it felt awkward if I was facing him.
But we need fans. We need shade.
That was an actual exact moment, by the way.
I mean, come on. We all know what
on
we
the
need
Great
in these
Gooster
queues.
ride.
So yeah, they're nostalgic. I mean, even kids can drive them, which is so fun. You got to love that. I also love that it goes back to Autopia in Disneyland. Bob Gurr designed all these cars going back to 1955. So you've got the Autopia tie-in dating back for 70 years now. Ugh. And we also have sort of an Indiana tie-in because for a long time they were from like the 90s to like 2010, 2008, something like that. They were called the Tomorrowland Indy cars or Speedway, Tomorrowland Indy Speedway. And we live in Indy, which is kind of cool. And now it's just the Tomorrowland Speedway. So that's kind of cool. We have the Indy tie-in. They have the history tie-in, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. The girls love doing it because it's something fun that, even as adults,
get a little
like,
of that gas smell,
Yeah. So my -1 or something that I want to change, here's what I need them to figure out. I need them to find an eco-friendly way to give me the gas smell, but then I need them to change all of these cars to like electric golf carts. And I know they can do it because on Norwegian Cruise Line, they have these electric golf carts that sound like electric, or they sound like real like go-karts. And like, so they have like in your headrest, they have like these things, they rumble, like they feel like legit, but they're.
Yeah, you feel like you're flying.
Yeah.
Tyler, we have a little mini story. When we were on the Norwegian, we were with our friends, Ben and Emily, and we were doing this golf cart thing. And
go-kart. We keep saying golf cart.
Oh,
go-kart track.
Go-kart. I will forever do that. One of my friends doesn't know the difference between sunrise and sunset and confuse them all the time. That is how I feel about golf cart and go-kart.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
it's on the top deck of the Norwegian Bliss. They have a go-kart track.
It's
really cool. So you're like in Alaska.
And boy, are you flying, you know, you're just, so I feel like you should tell the story because I remember it differently.
Here's the short version of the story is Ben, Emily, and I are flying around this track. And Jessica is operating under the assumption that she is flying around this track, and she is causing a backup on this track, and we are all trying to go around her, and we get off, and she's like, "Man, that was so fun. I was going so fast," and all of us are like, "Dude, you were going so slow." And
I was pedal to metal. There's something wrong with my car.
We were all just dying because she got off, and she's like, "I was going so fast," and we were like, "We're going so slow."
All the 12-year-old behind me are honking.
All of us were like, "Get out of our way!"
I was probably right in the middle too. Like,
oh, and you didn't believe us at first, but
still don't. Honestly, I still kind of don't.
It took all of us to finally convince you. Like, it's not just me. It's not just like it was all of us.
Well, I think my car was broken. There's nothing else I could change. I was to the floorboard, okay?
And then on the brakes, and then the floorboard, and then on the brakes.
I was never braking. I was flying.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
Okay.
So yeah, I want the gas smell, but I want electric,
health-friendly, eco-friendly gas.
Yes. Just like burn a candle that smells like gas.
Oh, I can get you that gas smell for wholesale. Wholesale.
Get one of those like Disney candle maker brands on that. Tomorrowland Speedways.
That's a great idea. What essential oils would they be putting in it? Gas.
You can't burn it though.
It's just real. Okay. We're starting strong.
Okay.
That's right. You can't ever actually light it.
Don't light it. You can smell it.
It's just liquid
but
gas
do not
there with a wick. That's totally safe.
All right.
Okay, Tron.
Yeah.
What are your plus and minus for Tron?
Okay. So I actually really think this is a very fun ride. I think it is especially fun. It's like 10 times more fun if you were in the front row. This is one where usually I don't care. Like people are like, "Oh, you got to get the front row, got to get the back row." Normally I don't feel like it really matters. This is one where I will wait and be in the front row because when you are like leaning over in the front row, there's like nothing in front of you. It makes a huge difference. So this is one I think it is worth waiting and asking a cast member, be in the front row.
May I please?
Please. I think 80% of people are going to agree with me, and then 20% of people are going to be really mad at me.
Strongly disagree, yeah.
No one cares about Tron, and no one knows anything about Tron.
There's someone, I bet if my older brother, born in the late 70s, growing up in the 80s, was watching this, he'd be like, "No."
So I think it needs a re-theme. Also, even kind of, I mean, I tried to watch the original Tron. I got about 20 minutes in and I had to turn it off. I couldn't understand what was going on. I think I need to give it another chance.
No idea what's going on.
Also, it doesn't really have anything to do with Tron. I mean, there's kind of lights but there's not really there's no storyline. You know what I mean?
There probably is that we just don't get because
I feel like it'd be easy to retheme it to kind of anything else.
Oh, I already have the idea.
But also, I think they need to make the track 3 times longer because it is such a long wait, or you have to do the virtual queue, they've done a million different things over the time, ever since it opened. And then here's my last thing. Mm-hmm. This is just a gripe. This is not something they can change. It took them so long to build this stinking ride.
It really did.
And so I think it was just kind of a letdown because they started building it. And then they built Guardians of the Galaxy. They started it later and opened it sooner, and it was better. So then Tron opened later, and it was kind of a letdown.
Well, they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Tron is like a 40-second ride. I just feel like it was just, they need to make it so much longer and have like a better theme. But it is fun.
So yeah, my positive is, I mean, wow, it's a fun ride. Yeah. Like it is very fun. Totally agree about the front row. I honestly forgot until you said that. I'm like, that's right. Here's my thing. My negative, my con is exactly the same thing. I literally wrote any other movie. Most people haven't seen it. It seems like an odd swing. It seemed odd when they announced it. It's still odd to me now.
There's a new movie coming out that just, or maybe it just came out, Tron Eros.
Great. Like, so here's the thing. It should be Big Hero 6. Oh, think about what Hero created, the little bots that can like build different things. That could be building the track. Oh, they're all zipping around on Baymax all the time. Like it could be literally any of those things.
That would be cool.
I know. So Disney, this is what I mean. I have the goosebumps. Take my idea for free.
When
make it Big Hero 6.
You're right.
I love, if you guys have not seen that movie, I have no interest in any of the stuff. And yet that is one of my favorite Disney movies. I was so blown away. We've watched it now many times.
Oh, so many times.
I can't believe how much I love that movie. So if you've been dragging your feet on Big Hero 6, please watch it and just take my advice. Watch it.
I think it is the best, most underrated Disney movie that's like ever been made. I used to say that about Meet the Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons
so great. Yes.
is good. Big Hero 6 is amazing. But yeah, there's that whole scene where he's riding on the back of
that
Baymax.
Could be it.
That's it. Just redesign the ride vehicles.
And it's all about high tech stuff. It's all about like they're all literally engineers, basically. Like anyway.
Done. Yes. I know. Done.
So there you go. You're welcome.
Okay.
I improved Tron.
You fixed it.
Baymax, the ride. That just seems funny. Okay. Next one. Space Mountain. Okay. Well, my positive, it's just so good. It is so 1980s, spacey, weird. And even when you're on the ride, the like random little like lasers or whatever you want, stars or whatever it is that's going on around you, all of that feels like you're in a 1980s movie in the greatest way. So not only is it just so thrilling, but it's so just old school in that way. But it's still so thrilling. I feel like that's one, it depends on where you sit. Like sometimes I'll ride and be like, oh, okay, that was all right. And then other times I ride, I'm like, oh, I was flying out of my seat. That was crazy. I'm assuming the back is
front
the move
or back is a good one because front, no one's in front of you. Back is good because you're.
I feel like you're really flying. You're like actually. So my negative is I feel like they need to fix the line. And what I mean by that is it's so long to get back to the actual ride itself. And I feel like it just needs, they've done so much with interactivity in like different cues. For example, Winnie the Pooh and Peter Pan. I feel like they could do some more interactive games or something in those lines because you're just kind of in the dark. And usually if we're doing it, we did Lightning Lane or something. But if you're actually waiting an hour in that line, you know what I mean? So I feel like they could do something, maybe make it a moving walkway in one or two of those long hallways. You know what I mean? Yeah. Although, no, that wouldn't work because,
But I know what you mean. We're like having something interactive to do.
Yeah, maybe that's all it is.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been in that
actual line.
They might do a Play Disney thing in there now. I don't know.
Well, certainly on the app, there's probably something. But you know what I mean? Just, it's kind of fun to have something like that. So,
yeah.
But there's not a lot to complain about. I love Space Mountain.
That's it. I mean I literally wrote, come on, who doesn't love Space Mountain? That's what I wrote.
I mean, look at the shirt.
And so one of the things I love about the Disney World one is that you are in line. As opposed to being like double wide, you're in line. So you kind of feel like, especially if you're in the front, you feel like you're kind of riding alone, which I think is such a cool thing. So cool. That's a very cool, just so fun. So that's my positive, being in line versus being double wide. I think that's a very cool feature about this one. Minus one, or my idea for improvement. When we went when we went during the Mickey's Not So Scary, I went with my brother Jason.
That's right.
The lights were completely turned off. And that was awesome.
Gosh, that'd be
that was the first time I think I'd ever done it that way.
Because it's already pretty dark. You can't see a lot.
You can kind of see because they've got the stars and you can kind of tell. But I mean, you're still kind of disoriented. But having the lights completely off, you have no idea what's coming next. So I think
that was special for the Halloween season, right? Yeah.
So and maybe it's just during the party or something. I didn't even know they did that. So I think maybe
by overlay, I was gonna say it's like an overlay, but it's by overlay they just turn it off.
So I think every day after say 8 p.m., 9 p.m., depending on how late the park is open, the last hour, 2 hours of the park, it goes completely dark. And it's just a daily occurrence.
That would be incredible.
I think that'd be cool. Make it more of a make it less rare.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my idea.
All right, you go first this time. Astro-Orbiter.
All right.
Remember that little chestnut?
It's Dumbo on stilts. Who doesn't love that? So it's I always say it's like some of the best views of the park.
Oh.
So it's great, right? This is going to be a short one for me. It's great. You have awesome views of the park. That's my plus. My minus, the queue sucks.
Yeah, what queue? It feels like you're at a local theme park.
Yeah.
Not in a good way. Listen, we love our local theme parks. We're literally going to one this weekend. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's so not Disney. It's just the like switchback lines and right out there. And then you get in the cockroach elevator and you go up. So, okay.
We say cockroach elevator because every time we do it, we look up and there's cockroaches in the ceiling.
Because again, I think it's just one of those like forgotten little areas of Disney. I don't know. And again, that's so un-Disney-like.
Right,
so
exactly. It stands out for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's not like them.
But truly, though, that ride, my plus is, it is way more exhilarating and thrilling than you might think if you've never ridden it. I remember we dragged our feet on ever doing it because we'd be like, I don't want to wait in that line. And when we finally did, I'm like, oh my gosh, this ride is amazing.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best rides in Tomorrowland, easily.
Yeah, especially during the fireworks.
Oh my gosh. Or just at night in general, you can see. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, you got to get in this elevator, and so only so many people, and then they got to get people down. And I'm like, think about how they did People Mover. It should be similar to that. So honestly, do the exact same thing. Yeah. Then at least you're, I don't know.
Maybe it's because it's a level above it. They couldn't do the moving walkway
They'd have to literally have it in it going a different way. So it just seems so odd, but they're probably never going to change it because it just kind of is what it is. And
I think, again, you need more shade, fans. I mean, there's certain things they could do to make it a little bit better, but there's not a lot they could do. But there are certain things they could do.
Yeah.
Fans and shade.
Fans and shade, baby.
All right. People Mover.
Well, first of all, it's the name of his travel agency.
Peoplemovertravel.com. I feel like we should put in the commercial right here. Itching to head to Disney? The top-notch team of travel advisors at my travel agency, People Mover Travel, are experts in all things Disney. From the parks to Disney Cruise Line, they are your personal travel advisor from the moment your trip is booked until the moment you get home. They can book your hotel, dining reservations, tours, and we continue to monitor special offers to ensure that you're getting the best price for your trip. And it's not just Disney. We have experts that specialize in Europe, cruises, all-inclusive resorts, Alaska, Hawaii, and more. Find out how we can personally help you plan and book your next trip for free. Visit peoplemovertravel.com to get a free, no-obligation quote and find out how we can make your next trip anywhere more magical. People Mover Travel, the official travel agency of the Disneyville podcast. Because your vacation shouldn't feel like a homework assignment.
Welcome back.
So I put my plus one. I have no notes. It's just perfect. I have no notes. That said, I have a note. It needs a better queue on the lower level. And I need a discreet little area where I can tip the cast member so that I can just keep riding it over and over again and they don't make me get off. So I just need like a little spot. Maybe I can it's like a little spot I can stick a dollar bill, or maybe I can
they
just
put out like at church. Some of them have the thing where they stick it out and you put money in it.
Pole. You can stick out the pole. I'll put my dollar in just so I can keep riding over and over and over again so I don't have to get off. So that's I want to.
Didn't someone ride People Mover for like 24 hours straight or something? I feel like I'd heard, not 24 hours, obviously it closes, but like for 7 hours or something crazy.
I don't know. I don't remember that. But yeah, so that's my one idea. Where can I tip the cast members so I don't have to get off?
That's awesome. Okay, I wrote that it's so classic, right? I love that it has kept all of the weird, random, very niche things about it, and they've never changed those. Mm-hmm. And so anytime you hear about the lore, and we're planning a episode soon about some of our favorite Disney lore, we are very excited about. But I feel like they could have easily overlaid People Mover Travel. I mean,
What?
That was genuine. Okay. People.
Calling Dr. Freud.
What is it? The People Mover. Oh my gosh. They could have easily overlaid this with some kind of IP. And Disney always does things well. It would have been great, but it would have been really sad because this is one of the few at Disney World old school, kind of original-ish, nostalgic rides that has nothing to do with anything from Disney at all. Like you see a little bit of their rides, but
they got rid of the one in Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
They used to have it there, and I'm pretty sure they got rid of it.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I've been reading. We're going to Disneyland very, very soon, and we are very excited. And I'm trying to remember. I was kind of looking at a map the other day, reminding myself of where things are. And yeah, you look it up. So I'll keep going. Yeah, I just love that and I literally wrote that. It almost feels like Disneyland in that way, that they've kept this kind of niche, very specific ride for no reason other than people love it. You know?
Yeah. Disneyland used to have the People Mover from 1967 to 1995.
Okay, so it was longer ago that it went away than I would have guessed.
It closed due to high maintenance cost.
Really?
The original track structure remains in place as of 2025.
Better go look at that. Okay, so my negative is I kind of wish, but see, I'm going to say this and I think I'm instantly going to take it back. I was going to say I kind of wish they played like the Tomorrowland music while you're riding. You know, that weird music loop. But the more I think about it, I think no, because A, you can kind of hear it already.
They do, and
they have their little like interludes of talking about, you know, paging Mr. Morrow, etc. So I take it back. No negatives. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, and what's cool is there are some areas that have like windows that are blacked out that used to be old things. And again, we can talk about this in our lore episode. But then you have the Epcot scale model. You can see inside some of the gift shops and some of the rides, and
which is just so cool. Why are we all so into that? You know,
it's just it's just amazing. And then you get to go inside Space Mountain, and
then sometimes you get to see it with the lights on.
You get a nice breeze. It's such a cool ride structure. The way that the actual ride vehicles work is such a fascinating.
Technically, love it. Okay,
it lasts a long time, so you get to actually like relax for a little. There's
and then you just tip them in there.
You just get
offertory coffers.
You can keep riding over and over again. Ooh, okay. Carousel of Progress.
Well, this was mine where I said plus everything. It is perfect, and my minus is nothing. It's perfect. I will say the addition of Walt in the intro is going to be cool. I was terrified.
I really hope.
It will be. I was terrified when they said they were adding Walt. I'm like, which scene are they removing? What do you mean? And then I realized they're just doing it in that little intro. I'm like, perfect. That's fine. Because they're not changing anything that's like meaningful to any of us. You know what I mean? It's just the sign and you just load in. So to be able to see even a minute or two and to have our own in Florida animatronic now, we're gonna see the real. I have definitely, and I mean, even seeing the videos, I'm like, I feel a little mixed about it, but nonetheless, it'll be cool to have. So,
I want to see it in person. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, because Okay, what about you for Carousel of Progress?
I do laugh every time at the beginning of that show where they're like, "This is the longest running stage show in human history." I'm like, "Is it though?"
Because human history. You guys aren't humans.
It's an interesting thread to pull there, guys. You know, I mean, robots. Yeah, okay. This isn't really even a +1, but it's kind of my +1. I used to have this like 6 CD set, and I have since lost it. And I looked it up online, and it's like $175. So I'm not going to buy it again. But if I can ever find it for inexpensive at Goodwill or something that somebody doesn't know what they have, it was like this. Maybe it was like 4 CDs, and it was like Walt Disney at the 1964 World's Fair.
Drop my iPad, guys.
Oh boy.
Is it alive? You have to last forever. I'm not buying another one. I told you had to last forever.
Good? All right.
Good.
Okay. Whew. So it was like Walt Disney at the 1964 World's Fair.
Did you get this from the library at one point and listen to it?
Yes.
Like I'm talking 15 years ago.
But then they had it for sale, and I bought it from the library, like in their like section.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I have no idea. It was when I moved out from my parents' house. I think I left it there, and then I think they sold it or got rid of it or something like that.
When they moved. Oh my gosh.
And I'm so sad because it had like a booklet that came with it and all that kind of stuff. So it was.
Did it have all the versions of Carousel of Progress?
Yeah. So it had all these different things, but it also had like it was this like amazing, what do I want to say, like collection of even like it was like the track of just the guy recording the audio. Like it was just a true Disney nerds. Are you looking it up?
The whole CD's on YouTube. Goes through the whole thing.
Yeah, this is it. I don't know if you can show if you want to see the... No.
Like a grandma. Yeah, here you go. No, you guys can see it. Anyway, if you just type in Walt Disney 1964 World's Fair, you'll find it. There's a whole playlist someone's got.
But you could hear, like I said, it would just be like the audio track of just the guy recording the voiceover for the Carousel of Progress. You would hear, there was this amazing one. It was my favorite one where you would hear Walt Disney. And I don't remember what it was that he was recording, but it was Walt Disney recording the voiceover for something. I think it was is like the Autopia thing where he was talking about different lands or something like that. But my favorite part was you could hear him like in between takes, taking sips of coffee from like a styrofoam cup. And it just made him seem so human, which is the most weird thing in the world. But I listened to it in the car all the time.
Well, but then, couldn't you hear him say, I'm remembering now, he'd be like,
Marty, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, I can't
because
say that.
He would be like recording it. It sounded like, we all hear him do voiceovers, but then he'd be like, Marty, that's a mouthful. Can we stop? And then it would stop the recording. And he's talking, of course, to Marty Sklar. And then, but I'm like, it just made him seem so human. And it was just the coolest thing. But
well, it lives on. That's great.
And so, yeah. So I want to find this booklet again at some point. Like I said, I looked it up, but it was so expensive to buy it again. So anyway, that said, Carousel of Progress.
We circled back.
The -1, or the thing I want to change, and I really hope they do it. I've talked about this before. When they redo with this new edition with Walt, I want them to take it back to the original soundtrack, because it used to be this glorious, full symphonic orchestra. And the guy who played the grandpa was the guy who was the original voice of the main guy. And it was this, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And it was this beautiful symphonic score.
Kind of rich. It was richer.
It was so rich. And now it's like literally a banjo. It's like... There's
a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And I want them to take it back to the original, like, big, full, like, because it just got the people going.
Gets me going.
Anyway, so that's what I want. I want to go back to the big fanfare... Full symphonic orchestra. That's what I want.
Love it.
Listen to it. Come back to me. Compare the two. And you got to listen to the old one. You got to listen to the new one. Compare. Come back to me.
Okay. Space Ranger spin. Totally different. Such a different. We're jumping centuries, it feels like.
Really went off on a tangent there.
I love it. This is what I come here for, okay?
All right. This is why I listen to the Disneyville podcast. This is why I
listen to this podcast. My hair's stuck in this. Hold on. My hair is wild and crazy today. Okay. Me?
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
I've been talking a lot recently. The people
have been telling me that.
The people need a break.
Recently. Okay. Space Ranger spin. I mean, it just feels like a 1990s childhood dream to me. And I love it. That's going to be the theme of another thing we're going to talk about here in a minute. A 1990s dream. Just nostalgic in that Toy Story. I mean, those movies will get me emotional instantly, especially the first one. And then, of course, was it 3 when he goes off to college or whatever? I genuinely can't even watch that. Okay. So back to Buzz Lightyear. It's a fun ride. Obviously, the big negative I would originally have said is they need to fix the lasers. You have no idea if you're hitting anything. However, they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the only other thing is, are they ever going to fix, like, the Buzz Lightyear has been like in and out of commission, like the legit. I'm like, they need to fix that. Like, come on.
So
if you're waiting, and sometimes that line can be long. Like, if you're waiting in that line, get Buzz fixed. Okay.
Yeah. So this one, I didn't really have a +1, -1 because they're doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, they're changing some stuff.
So my +1 was the fact that I love the sound that it goes pew pew pew. I love that sound. So my minus though, I'm like, so they're fixing a lot of stuff. So I just kind of wrote down what they're fixing. From what I understand, you're getting new blasters. You're getting that are like always on. So like the lasers, so you can see where you're pointing and not just when it shoots.
Yeah.
So that's better. You're getting new ride vehicles. New interactive targets that you can tell they do something.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're
hit.
Fixing the big problem of
there's
that.
There's a new scene at the beginning that's a training scene. So I think
nice.
there's a huge change, and it's already down. It's not coming up until 2026 at some point. So it's a big change. So I'm kind of reserving judgment on this one until we see. So it's kind of hard to do a +1.
But you know what? Good on them for keeping this ride because it is otherwise, like the theming is perfect.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear, and you're playing a game like you're in an arcade, kind of like it genuine. The Emperor Zurg, like all of that makes complete sense. The ride has always made sense. It's just that it wasn't executed well when it comes to the actual ride. Can we get more ride games?
Interactive kind of
interactive.
Thing, yeah.
I love like Toy Story Mania. I love that ride. I could just go. That's the one where if they put their offertory coffers at me, I'd be dropping 20s to play it again. Yeah. I want one in every park.
Yeah.
So we've got one in Hollywood Studios, obviously Buzz Lightyear and Magic Kingdom. I don't think Epcot, but we need one in every park. That is so fun. And that is all ages fun. Yeah. You can bring a baby on Midway Mania. I mean, you'd be holding them and, you might not be able to play as well, but you know what I mean. So the whole family can enjoy it. Yeah. All levels, but it's genuinely fun, even for the adults. Like so I'm very excited that they're redoing Buzz Lightyear.
I agree.
Good move, Disney.
All right. So here's our final ride / attraction
we'll move
here.
To a couple other
Monsters,
things.
Inc. Laugh Floor.
What do you think?
All right. So I wrote, it's such a unique attraction. I think it's such a cool thing. And it's a great people eater. It takes a lot of people at once. And I think it's just a fantastic thing that's so different from so many other attractions that, I mean, it's a very unique experience.
Yeah.
That's my plus. My minus is that it's very hit or miss, depending entirely on the comedian that is in the back that time.
And then what kind of day they're having, you know.
Yeah.
I will say this. So I wrote great idea and great execution. I actually think what am I saying? I actually think it is always funny. And I am not an easy laugh. And I don't say that to brag because I hate it when people are like, I'm a hard laugh. I'm like, okay, you find no joy in life. Yeah, I just mean like, I enjoy things with my eyes. You know what I mean? I get smiley eyed. But when I laugh, I mean it.
Yeah. I will say, it was the last 2 times we've done it. I felt like I was like, eh.
Well, maybe I always wonder if we get in our head of like, we remembered it being so funny, but in actuality, it was medium funny. But I always find myself laughing, and they always surprise me with some of the jokes they make. And of course, if you've never done it, it's literally comedians and they're monsters from Monsters Inc. on stage. So you're not seeing them, but they're seeing you. Yeah. Boy, are they seeing you, because they will make fun of you. But it's always in good fun, and it is always, I love it. My con is, for whatever reason, I never want to go do it. Like anytime you're like, let's go do that, I'm like, all right. But then when I'm there, I always have a great time. Yeah. But it's like, if there's always a little bit of a wait where you're standing inside. So even if there's no wait, you're always still waiting. Like 10 minutes to get in. So I don't know. I don't know what it is about that. I felt the same way about Stitch's Great Escape, what's going in there, guys?
They also never, ever, 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 ever take my jokes.
That's what you're mad about. Just kidding. Honestly, your jokes are usually pretty good.
And I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad.
All right. We only have a couple dining ones here. So just really quickly, the ones that are not included, we'll do those at the end. Here's a couple ones we're done. Cosmic Rays.
Well, you guys know how much I love Cosmic Rays. It is a 90s fever dream, and I mean that in the best way. I have an idea, though, for them to improve upon it. I think he should take a break every hour, and a curtain will close all the way around him. Although you can't see behind him. Yep, curtain closes, and a few minutes later, he comes out walking amongst the people. Yeah, it's a great idea.
That
imagine
would be amazing.
A photo with him. It wouldn't even be that much. Like it wouldn't even be that big of a deal. But to have,
people would lose.
That would be so cool.
If people could get a picture
install the curtain
with him, it would be the biggest like social media sensation among the Disney Instagram world.
100%. Again, my ideas are free.
That's a good one.
I can be hired as a consultant. I don't have the time.
So I wrote my plus one. It is the greatest show in the universe. And my minus one is that the show could use a little work. Lunching pad. That's all I got.
Funny. Honestly, I will say the food at Cosmic Rays is always pretty good. What was it that you got?
The veggie burger. Or black bean burger, whatever it was.
Both of us generally actually like black bean burgers. Like we bought some at Costco recently. They were good. But when it's not good, it's like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Lunching pad.
Okay. I said it's a fun place to grab something quick to eat. Mm-hmm. You can people watch and then be on your way.
Yep.
My -1 is I don't care for the stools. And
interesting.
There's never enough. I feel like we always have to circle a few times before we finally find a spot to sit. And then you're sitting on the uncomfortable little stools.
Yeah, they don't want you there long, baby. Yeah. I bet that's exactly why.
So,
I wrote, honestly, surprisingly good menu. And I double checked the menu again. They still have their breakfast menu. I might have even made like an Instagram reel about this back when we were there, whenever. Mm-hmm. They have this sticky bubble bread. And I think that is available all day long now. And it's kind of like a monkey bread, kind of, but it's got like a little bit of icing on it. It's pretty good. And it's usually served warm with coffee. Like, are you kidding me? But they also had their like breakfast tachos or whatever it was. Like the breakfast menu for a quick service breakfast for something different is very good. And then the lunch, they've got like the warm cream cheese pretzel. They've got like some interesting hot dogs. So I feel like they do a good job of having a small curated menu of interesting items that you're not finding everywhere else.
Yeah.
And I want more of that.
And if you're in the mood for a $13 hot dog, have I got a place for you? All right.
Okay, no, but you know what? Here's my negative.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Or my idea. They should just make it a Pizza Planet walk-up window.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's right outside of Buzz Lightyear.
There'd always be such a long line, though. I feel like
mobile order, baby. But I have another idea for Pizza Planet here in a minute. That's maybe even better. So
okay. All right. Well, I feel like you just gave away your cards, but Tomorrowland Terrace.
Okay. I do think it is a great use of space to do the dessert parties there. It makes complete sense. It was almost like they planned it from the beginning, but of course they didn't because that's been there for quite a while. But it's kind of sad to me that the kitchen, that whole walk-up, is not really used otherwise. So I'm like, couldn't they? You know what I mean? Like it feels like they should be.
It used to be.
Well, of course. And it was still existed when we first started going there. So I have two ideas. Make it a Pizza Planet. Amazing. Plenty of seating, but then maybe Pizza Planet closes early when they could still do their dessert parties. It wouldn't take a lot of work in the kitchen to make pizzas and salads, whatever. They have a Pizza Planet in Disneyland. They could easily replicate it. Is it the best pizza in the galaxy? I'm not so sure, but or it's right off of Main Street, but kind of out of the way. Make it a Joffrey's whole thing. Have pastries and stuff, all the different coffees. So if you don't want to wait in the Starbucks line, you can mobile order or go walk up to a bigger Joffrey's area.
Yeah. I mean, mine basically the same thing.
Really?
I just said that I think it's cool that it's like this multi-tiered restaurant. Mm-hmm. It is prime location.
Cool views.
Cool views of the castle.
Day or night.
My negative is they're just wasting this space. Mm-hmm. It is prime location.
Yeah.
And it's just a huge waste of space right now. Yeah. They do the dessert parties, but those are only in the evenings and they charge an insane amount for those.
And boy, are they fun, but
for 14 hours a day, it just sits there. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
And there's not a huge amount of prep set up and et cetera for the dessert parties. That is a well-oiled machine at this point.
It.
So they absolutely could do.
Even just do breakfast. I mean, Magic Kingdom always needs more breakfast places. Mm-hmm. Have an additional place to do, coffee, because the Starbucks, the Main Street Bakery is always busy. I'll just have basic coffees over there. You don't even need to do fancy coffees. Do basic coffees, do a couple breakfast things over there. You do a Joffrey's. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be like a themed place. Just have something there.
Yeah.
A quick service location throughout the day. It's such a waste of space. It's a huge area in an amazing location.
I know.
It would help relieve pressure on all the other places.
They just got to listen.
I don't know. I can't imagine a monetary reason that they would not open that.
Right. They got so many balls they're juggling, though, don't you think?
They have 70,000 cast members. I'm sure they can afford 12 people.
All right. So we wanted to do...
They charge $13 for a hot dog. I'm pretty sure
you know how much they charge for a dessert party? Way more than $13.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Now, we sounded negative, we should say. We love all of these things. The dessert party was amazing. Really
quickly, though. So I was just going to say the places that we did not mention: Anti-Gravity's, Galactic Cookies, Energy Bites. We didn't talk about the Joffrey's Coffee.
Energy Bites.
Tomorrowland, Launch Depot, and Star Traders, the two stores. We didn't talk about those.
Yeah, so, we kind of felt like
anyway,
we exhausted it. Overall, though.
Oh, I didn't write one for overall.
Well, you think.
Okay, go ahead.
We wanted to do an overall plus or minus because we asked you guys if you had an overall, and we'll share some of those here in a minute. So my overall plus, one, the music is amazing. And you can look that up on YouTube if you're ever just feeling real Disney weird like I am often. Just pop on Tomorrowland area music loop and just listen to that. You can't listen to it for too long, I realize, but I just love it. And my dad also loves it. I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, I pulled it up and we were just listening. He loves it too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anyway, I'm starting to realize I've always felt this love for Tomorrowland ever since we first started going a decade and a half ago. I think part of the reason I love it, and I never really realized it, is because it has so much of that old school kind of weird Disney stuff. People Mover, Carousel of Progress, even Space Mountain. They're kind of these older feeling of the Autopia, if you will, the Tomorrowland. People like a lot of the things in there, even Astro-Orbiter, like that whole look to it, like all of it is very, very old school Disneyland. And I think it comes across and it is so cool. And I don't think I've ever really realized what it was about that I loved. And that's what it is. And then add in that weird retro futurism music too. And it's just the perfect package.
Yeah.
My negative, clean the bathrooms, you nasty. Okay. The bathroom back behind Joffrey's, beautiful, pristine, clean. The one by Tomorrowland Paris, that one, it's okay. But the one, if you saw our bathrooms episode where we ranked the best and worst bathroom, that's one of my favorite episodes we have ever done. Yeah. Definitely go listen to that or watch that next. That bathroom has to be the worst one in all of the Disney parks. It's the one kind of by Anti-Gravities and near the gift shop. It's nasty. Always.
It's a very busy bathroom.
That's 100% why. It is a very busy bathroom. People are walking that way around. They're walking through. Oh, well, let's stop here before we... And that is definitely why, because we know it's not the lovely cast members working there, because all the other bathrooms, it's probably because they literally can't keep up. So everyone just use a different bathroom.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I wrote my plus one is that it has been relatively open for a long time. It hasn't been under construction like every other place. I mean, for the last 15, 20 years, it's been relatively open, minus Stitch and Tomorrowland Terrace. There hasn't been a lot of construction, so it's been relatively usable.
Very settled.
Yeah. So it's been kind of nice. You can always count on Tomorrowland.
I want that on a shirt. You can always count on Tomorrowland.
My minus one, it needs more shade. Everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere in that area needs more shade.
It does feel... I'm kind of thinking through, walking through it. It does always feel hot over there on hot days.
Yeah.
And there's certain other areas of the park I would say the same thing for. But certainly over there, you're right.
Yeah. All right.
So we asked on our Instagram, which of course is Disneyville Podcast. Please follow us there. We are having so much fun posting content there that of course you're not seeing here on the podcast, if you will. We asked you guys a couple of questions. First, we asked you guys if you have a better name. We'll talk about that in a second for this game. But we also asked, what are your plus one, minus ones? You could pick a ride and share those. You could just do Tomorrowland in general. I read a few of these before we started, and some of them made me laugh out loud, but they were so good. Okay, Tori Turtles said, add more track to the People Mover.
Agreed.
I love it. You know what? Bring it out. Have it go by Tron. Go over the even farther out into the. I keep wanting to say Autopia.
Yeah, Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah.
You know what? Have it go over to the Contemporary and back. Just have it go all the way out.
Well, in Disneyland, their monorail goes into Tomorrowland and then back out to Downton Disney.
_Mara.Elizabeth_ said plus one, vibes and ambient music. Minus one, the bathroom.
You know which one. I didn't finish Tori Turtles.
Oh, sorry.
She said, and get rid of Astro-Orbiters. And then she did the little emoji where you're covering all but one eye. Yeah. Astro-Orbiter is so fun, but like we said,
well, and especially if you're afraid of heights, like could be
pretty
terrifying for some people.
Yeah. Okay. Tay VT25 said, minus the lunching pad, never anything good here. Plus, kinda extend the people mover. So it sounds like we disagree. But yeah, the same. Another person saying extend the people mover. It is well loved.
It is.
It is
so
well
good.
loved. I love that.
Quinn.hots has 2 things. It says people mover. Love the hairdresser scene. Wish you could just keep going around. Boom. Right.
Extend the coffers.
And then said Space Mountain. Love the 90s vibe. Hate the broken spine.
It's jostling you around, babe. It's like Matterhorn.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
No. Matterhorn is worse. Brianna Hager said, Tyler, get rid of the gassy speedway cars. Oh my gosh. Bring back something Stitch related. It's urgent.
Yes. Right.
Stitch is having such a moment. We watched the first, well, you've already seen it, but I watched the first half of the new Lilo and Stitch. I loved it. Okay. Yeah. It was adorable. But I'm like, man, it is kind of crazy. Stitch is huge, but he really doesn't have anything
Not
anywhere in Disney World.
I know.
Yeah, he had Stitch's Great Escape. That was a good use of that ride they already had.
Yeah.
But it was a little scary.
Yeah.
It was a little much.
Yeah. We had a daddy-daughter date to the movie theaters and saw it. And it was great. I really liked it. I do think there were some interesting changes that I'm like, they kind of made Jumba the bad guy, which I thought was a weird change. Also, Zach Galifianakis, I'm like, I can't take him seriously as a bad guy.
Is he actually the bad guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it for me.
Sorry.
But what's his name? The partner was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Pleakley.
But also, there was a lot of times where I felt like I know the original movie.
No spoilers, okay?
No. Well, I already spoiled it. They would change the lines just slightly, just for no reason. Like, for instance, like, okay, in the original movie, it was like, tell me which planet my monstrosity has been unleashed. And then on the new one, it was like, on which planet has my monstrosity gone to and been put towards? Like, I'm like, they just changed the word slightly. I'm like, just use the original script. I don't know. That was a terrible example, but I'm like,
that was pretty funny.
They just changed all of the words. Like, they got a thesaurus out and just changed everything just slightly.
No, they just put it into ChatGPT and had them change it.
Just change this slightly.
Written by.
I'm like, it was like a shot-for-shot remake, and then they just changed things just slightly.
Rachel Merslack said, just take out Tomorrowland Speedway. Nothing else. Just take it away. You really mean it. You can ride that at any amusement park. That is very true. And honestly, that's how I felt a few years ago until I really am like realized that there is a little bit of history behind what? What are you laughing at?
No, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Again, so yeah, I go back with that. Just the fact that if you read, there's a book called Disney's Land, where Bob Gurr talks about like designing the cars for Autopia and all that kind of stuff. So you kind of get that nostalgia a little bit for it. So that kind of changed my mind on the Tomorrowland Speedway. So if you want to kind of, it's not going anywhere. So if you want to try and love it a little bit.
Which is crazy because it is a big footprint.
It is. It's a huge amount of land.
Yeah.
They should have put Cars Land there.
Anyway, oh my gosh.
It's
crazy that they haven't overlaid that with cars.
Right. Anyway, okay, not the point of my story.
The corner.
The reason I was laughing, though, is because there is a theme park close to us in Indiana that we had never been to called Holiday World.
That's where we're going this weekend with my whole family.
Right.
Hopefully it goes
so
well.
Amazingly, we had never been to this theme park.
I had, but it was
you went to as a kid
or something, yeah.
I had never been there. Mm-hmm. Finally, we went. They had a similar kind of ride thing there, and it was very cool. They had cars that looked more like Model Ts versus, like the little, like whatever these are, like
race
speedway
cars, yeah.
But they called it the Lewis and Clark Trail. And we went with some friends, and they had been several times, and I was like, why do they call this the Lewis and Clark Trail? These are Model T cars
from the 20s.
From like the 20s, and we're like driving in like this like bridged wooded area. And they were like, I don't know, I never thought about it. And I cannot stop thinking about this.
Incredible.
It lives rent free in my brain. Why do they call this the Lewis and Clark Trail?
They're like,
I have to
trying
know.
something. Then we didn't look it up.
Anyway, I'm like, it could have so easily been, a million other
Henry
things.
Ford's.
But I don't know.
Trail.
I just thought that was very funny. Okay. K Trauger 95 said, plus the Carousel of Progress. Who doesn't love us Oh, sorry. I reached my time limit on my Instagram. Hold on.
Good for you. I mean, as in for having a time limit.
Carousel of Progress. Who doesn't love a sing-along attraction? Minus, put something back into Stitch's Escape. Not that show, because nightmares.
Yes. Okay. Claire Red Hair said, it's already a minus since nothing's there, but the Stitch's Great Escape space needs something. Yes. We all, again, it's crazy that there can be real estate like that, kind of like Tomorrowland Terrace, that's just sitting there unused. I'm like, man.
And then they're tearing down amazing
what
things.
am I talking about? Forget a ride. That's where Pizza Planet could go.
Yeah. And then they're tearing down amazing things. And then they have these empty spaces they're not doing anything with. I don't know. I'm sure they know better than us. We don't know. Steph Vampola said, +1, Joffrey's is usually low lines.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yes. There? -1, it always needs more shade. I always feel hot. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's that whole area, for some reason, I think it's just because it's a lot of concrete and there's not a lot of shade. The umbrellas are made out of metal for aesthetic reasons.
Here, stand under here and we're going to let it just reverberate down.
But yeah, they do not do a lot.
Stand under here, kids. The sun's gonna hit it just right at 4 p.m.
Titanium. Let's go ahead. It's gonna be 1,000 degrees. Stand under this.
Okay. I'm reading said the queue in Space Mountain in Walt Disney World for the one at Disneyland. So like traded, I think she's saying. The Walt Disney World one makes me feel claustrophobic. Yeah, maybe that's the feeling I get walking through Space Mountain, because you're going so deep in this building and it's so dark. I don't know. I'm trying to picture the Disneyland Space Mountain queue, though. We'll have to write it again. And but I will take your word for it, because I agree. The one in Disney World, it's just, maybe that's that feeling.
And again, it's the way you have to get there, which makes sense. But there's certain things you could do, again, to make it feel a little bit more, make the time pass a little bit easier.
Just read another one. Okay, Brianna Logan White wrote, People Mover, Fast Pass, The View, especially at night for a People Mover. And we're going to get back to Fast Pass and Hard Pass, as she said, here in a second. Hard Pass, I can't bring a drinky drink. Dude, even if you could just bring like your Starbucks, whatever, or milkshake from Anti-Gravity's, onto the People Mover, would that not just be amazing?
Yeah.
I want to drink an iced coffee on the People Mover. Oh,
get one of those Coke slushies. All right, so here we got a few for our responses to +1, -1, changing the name. We also just did this like right before we started this episode, so we have not had a ton of time up. We've got to be better about doing this
earlier. I know
earlier in the day. We're so bad about that.
It's hard. So we'll work on it, friends.
Okay, so here's a couple that we have here. So we got several, like a lot, that say rose and thorn, which apparently that's a thing. You were saying that's a common.
One of you guys explained it. Roses and thorns. Sarah Elizabeth 689 said roses and thorns as a camp counselor was always a good and a bad part of the day. And a lot of you guys said rose and thorn. Mrs. Lauren Toner said that. Megan Anywhere, cute. Rose and thorn. Brianna Hager also said rose and thorn. Kiki Katie Turner said magic and makeover. Or happily ever after almost. That's cute. So magic and makeover, I'm really digging. Magic and makeover. Rose and thorn, maybe because...
Or we could even do magic or makeover. Like, is it magic or would you make over? Or,
yeah.
Love Always Joanne has a bunch of good ones. She wrote Pixie Dust, Villain Curse, Wish Granted, Wish Denied, Happily Ever After, Once Upon a Setback. She says, should I keep going?
Okay, Brianna Logan White, who I was reading hers a second ago, she said fast pass or hard pass.
That's a good one.
I really like that one.
Fast pass or hard pass. That's kind of that one's
really sticking out. Tate Hyatt said love it and leave it. That was one that I had written down. I put love it or list it. Remember that show? And that just made me laugh, like you'd list it for sale.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah, I think fast pass or hard pass is the one that's standing out to me right now.
Hold on. Mara Elizabeth said magic or mishap. What was the other one? Magic and makeover. Both good. Megan Anywhere also said pit and peak. Kristen on Main Street also said pit and peak. Is that a thing? If two of them said it. Pit and peak, like the pit of your day and the peak of your day type thing.
Oh, man. You guys are so much more clever than us.
Mary C. Hippie said, or maybe Mary Chippy. I don't know. Wish and switch. That's a great one too. Wish and switch.
Wish and switch. Oh, that's great. All right, so we'll have to talk about it and see what we end up deciding.
Yeah,
again.
if we do go with one of your ideas, you will have already seen it in the title, and if we have not made up our mind yet, then we still called it +1 -1. You already know, but we don't yet. So anyway,
awesome.
Thank you guys. Oh, we wanted to read a review, Tyler, and then
I believe it is my turn. All right, so Christy Does said, "Thank you for being there." Said, "I discovered this podcast right before having my first baby this summer. I've been going on walks every day and have only been listening to your podcast on my daily route. So I feel like you guys have been there been there with me this entire maternity leave. You made this special time for me even more enjoyable because of your fun and lighthearted podcasts. Thank you for being there for me during this crazy transition of motherhood. P.S. My husband and I used to work for Disney, and your podcast still makes everything feel magical." Oh. That is the nicest compliment I think I've ever heard. Because that we always talked about, like, if we ever, like when we were younger, we talked about working for Disney. We were always so worried about, like, if we were to work for Disney, would the magic feel like it was gone? And so the fact that you guys both used to work for Disney and it
still feels magical, it makes my heart so happy.
Huge, huge compliment. So thank you so much. That means a lot.
It does. That just made my heart flutter. Thank you guys, by the way. You know, as we're in season 4, as we learned ourselves today. We were talking about it when we were getting set up to film today, and how lucky we feel to get to talk about something we know a stupid amount about, that we absolutely love, and that there's enough of you guys out there that care to listen, that enjoy it too, that are our people, that get why we love Disney. Like, sometimes you just can't explain it. I'm like, if you don't get it, I can't possibly explain this to you. Like, you either get it or you don't.
Can't possibly fall to me.
But thank you guys so much for listening and responding and following us on all the things and liking stuff we post. Like, all of that helps us. And we're just feeling a lot of gratitude today.
Yeah, very humbling. It's very awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you guys so much. This has been so fun. Yeah, we've got a lot of fun Disney travel coming up too. We were just looking at a couple different things.
We may have booked something for fall break of next year. I don't think we've ever booked something far in advance. We're clearly just really needing a little Disney park fix. Yeah, Disneyland soon.
We might have a problem.
Guys, I think we might have a problem.
Anyway, all right. It's fodder for our podcast. You know, we got it. Anyway.
Now we have an excuse.
That's the only reason we do this.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you guys on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Bye.